So we're in the midst of a huge transition, with things going to get more interesting and intense from this point forward. A new Earth is being born, and that means a new collective consciousness as we move away from 3D, transitioning from 4D to officially 5D. Let's go over the third dimension a little bit to see what things falling away and just won't exist moving into this new consciousness. So the third dimension was very much of struggles, pain, and that victim mentality. Also, very much in the third dimension, the earth isn't viewed as a conscious being with actual cycles and its ability to be alive. It's also kind of taken for granted. It's used. We also see that same using with others in the third dimension as well. There's a lot of what can I get out of you? I'm going to use you for my benefit. There's also a lot of manipulation. Hiding from the truth, I think, is like at the core of it, because you'll notice once you move more into the fifth dimension, you're stripping away all of the lies or all of the perceived notions, and you're getting more in touch with your own personal truth, whatever that may be, which is at the core of your being and of your essence. Where in the third dimension, individuals are more hiding from their truth. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to own mistakes or take accountability or responsibility. Where when you're moving into that fifth dimension, you have no choice. That's also kind of why it goes back to shadow work or doing the inner work. Literally part of the process of coming whole with yourself. So in the third dimension, there's a lot of hiding from that, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but we won't see that moving forward. Also, you're becoming more light when we're moving into that higher dimension. So as we move, the earth moves with us. So with that being said, that is a big cause, or at least at the root of a lot, the almost purging that we've seen the earth been doing with hurricanes, tsunamis, just natural disasters, fires, all of this. It just seems like the earth is angry, but really what's going on is it's purging, it's releasing. It's also releasing a lot of souls, and souls are generally given the option or taking the choice to just leave too. Which that brings me to my next point, is a lot of souls ending their contract here on earth. For example, last year, 2023, was weird. That was the year where I've seen the most deaths since 2020. For me personally and for others. I've had individuals come to me who have literally lost 3 siblings and then their son, or I've also heard my mom just died randomly and it was very unexpected. I've also heard a lot of just unexpected strokes, a lot of unexpected deaths. And the reason I bring this up is because a lot of individuals are ending their contracts, choosing to leave, going along with that purging as we move forward. Mention with that, it will steadily stay that way and increase. So seeing more deaths will be a little bit of a norm until that new earth is really officially anchored in. Now, I don't mean to say this to be scary, morbid, or I want to bring it up for the sheer fact if you've experienced any of this just weird phenomenons or random deaths or things just seemed out of place or strange. That has a lot to do with the shifting of the energies, and it has purpose, and we might still see it being continued as we move forward. So with touching on the third dimension, what are some things that we will really see shift and change in the new earth or the fifth dimension? First and foremost, a lot of old ideas, concepts, ways of viewing things will really start to become challenged. It'll really become an illusion versus truth situation. Also, fear versus love, or fear versus freedom. The way that I've been shown is emerging with more of like a smart city, and then individuals who are more aligning with earth. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that individuals living in smart cities will be completely void of the earth, but that'll just be a little bit of a difference that we'll see moving forward. So we'll see relationships have a higher purpose, where in the third dimension, it was more, how can you serve me? How can you make me feel loved? Where it'll be reversed, I'm capable of making myself feel loved. I know how to feed myself, give myself that energy so I feel loved, and then I can bring that to the relationship. There'll also be individuals coming together for more of a higher purpose and a reason that serves collective consciousness as a whole. Also, there will be different ways of trade and money. Third dimension was very much focused on money, and that was our main mode of trading. You know, it was always like if you had a good, money was generally how you would have to receive that good. But moving into the fifth dimension, we'll see a little shift where it's more focused on talents, abilities. Money will still be there, of course, but they'll be a more willing to trade services for other services or other things. For example, if two individuals wanted to trade, instead of using money, they might trade an hour of counseling for maybe an hour of lawn service. Things of that nature. It's more, how can I help you? How can we help each other? Like I mentioned, money will still be there, so that's still in play. The fifth dimension, the heart is open. Leadway, there's a lot more trust. There's also a lot more understanding. Individuals working towards a common goal. Big key with that is the heart being open for the fifth dimension to really be anchored. And this will take quite a few years, past the majority of probably our lifetimes and into children's lifetime. It'll take a while for this to really get anchored. And right now we're just starting to see the beginning stages of that. And with that, because we're dealing with the heart, so we're dealing with feelings, emotions, we're going to see a lot of emotions coming up to the surface. Maybe even random ones that have been just lying dormant for so long, but have always been there. Now are finally given the opportunity to come to the surface to be reevaluated and worked through. This can also come in the form of just wanting to sell everything and go live on a ship, or wanting to go rent or buy an RV and just travel the world. That element of freedom, coming back to something that's more meaningful, is something that we will really see, wanting to break free of the control and welcome in more freedom and truth, which we've already kind of seen that in a way with individuals starting to do that more, and it's just going to also, the mindset of lack versus greed will really start to become challenged, because at the end of the day, the universe is abundant and we all have the ability to have just as much, if not more, than we've ever imagined. Now, the greed mindset keeps you in, there's only a certain amount to go around, so I need to kind of keep it all to myself or hoard it, which is absolutely not the case. And moving forward, that mindset will become challenged with individuals recognizing that there's more than enough to go around, and the more that you share, the more that it comes back to you. Also, a release of fear-based judgments. So judgment has its place. We all need discernment, because discernment keeps us aware. It keeps things that may harm us out. But when it becomes a fear-based judgment, it can limit us and sometimes suffocate us to the point where it keeps us small and not living up to our full potential. We can see this probably with a lot of past generations. If you ever grew up in a household that may have been very controlling, generally it was, at the root was some type of fear, and therefore leading to that type of control, where we're going to see more of a loosening of that with faith in its place. And by faith, I mean just an understanding and knowing that there is something larger than ourselves that is looking out for us, does have our back, and is there to support our happiness and what'll bring us not only the most fulfilling life and what brings us and makes us feel most loved, that's of its highest importance, and it's always working with us to help us get to that point. So I do want to mention, in the fifth dimension, no one is left behind. And what I mean by that is everyone will have the choice. Everyone will have the opportunity and choice to step into themselves, really, own their power, and recognize their ability as co-creators, that we all have the potential to create the reality that we want or desire. And at the end of the day, the only person that can do that for yourself is yourself. And that's the choice that starts to really move you in that direction of the fifth dimension. It's really that element of like accountability that will push us all kind of to that point. Transition as well as embrace the new that is coming. Well, first and foremost is to understand that we're working towards becoming new individuals. And that goes down to even on an energetic level. So if we want to talk about our chakras, so we have the 1 through 7, which the 7 being at our crown. As we transition into the fourth dimension, into the fifth, we're going to be working with a completely new set of chakras, going all the way up to 22. Essentially what they're going to start doing is transforming. We're aware of our 7th chakra and how powerful and how connected it allows us to be to the unseen world, realms, other beings on the other side, etc. Things are just going to get magnified as our chakras upgrade and transform. This is also going to upgrade our DNA, and we'll also see more healing, specifically the physical body, so healing illnesses, etc., as well as more psychic abilities. The 16th chakra will be connected, and this will be the one at our root as our universal state of being. It's that oneness where we understand that we're all connected and that our actions impact others, as well as it's that choice that can really hinder or benefit you in terms of abundance, bringing more into your life, etc. The 17th chakra will be the universal light. This is becoming more of our light body. This also goes back into the emotions that'll be coming up, and we'll see a real focus on a feeling of heavy versus maybe wanting to move to something more simple, more light. Just noticing heaviness in general, maybe heaviness from people, heaviness from places, heaviness from how you're just feeling, and wanting to transform that into something lighter, more simple, maybe more carefree, or that type of situation. 18th chakra, this will be at our solar plex. It's our 6th dimensional divine intent. And basically what that is meaning is it's helping us to move even further in the ascension process into the 6th dimension. So our 19th chakra, universal energy chakra, which basically means more connected to oneness, as well as more empathy, more ability to feel others on a deeper level. This also connected to enhanced psychic abilities. 20th chakra, which will be at our throat, is beingness. That state of being, just not needing to do, it's just be. With the 20th chakra, which dimension, there was more of a need to communicate, to express how you felt to others, to whatever the case may be. It was needed to be spoken. While in the 5th dimension, there's an understanding that takes place where communication is not needed. It's just you understand. It's bringing more an element of peace. It's also violet and golden in color. 21st chakra will be the divine source. It's that connected to all that is. We will probably be in the realm of more telekinesis or just more psychic abilities in general. 22nd chakra, which is the source of connection. And as you can see, there's just an over theme of being connected, source. We can see just an understanding of something larger than ourselves and more of an ability to be tapped into those unseen realms. Actually become more seen because we'll be more in tune with them. Now, one of the things I would like to mention is, even though there will be so many benefits moving towards this new earth, it's definitely not going to be devoid of challenges, lessons, etc. There's definitely still going to be those in place, but we'll have more energies, more of ourself available to us to deal with them, work through them, understand and work with others more in an aligned way. If you've noticed any of these symptoms, or if you can feel the shift, definitely leave a comment below of your experience. I would love to hear it. With that being said, I hope this video is helpful, and until next time.